Hello everyone, welcome back to Talking Reds, and it is match day once again. Liverpool face Manchester United at Anfield, and as you can see, Kojo is already worried about tomorrow night, and about tomorrow night. I get his feelings. You know, I go into this game with I don't worry about it. I know we're top of the league, cruising. Man United are absolute dog shit, but form goes out the window in this game. Let's be absolutely honest. I've seen terrible Liverpool teams go to Old Trafford and win, or Anfield and win against Manchester United. So, Kojo, big game for you. Is it a big game for you? How do you see this game now?
It's always a big game, regardless of form. Like even when you mentioned that you've had some sides that weren't so great come to us and beat us, and even in those moments where you weren't, I guess, threats in the title race or whatever, Liverpool are never easy. It's just never an easy game. Now in this scenario, I feel like United is an easy game, but hopefully we can turn up for the occasion. But yeah, man, I'm shitting my pants. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm
Metaphorically, or is that literally?
Might be both. I can't lie.
I feel that. Like, I hate these games anyway, but going into these games back in like 2000s and 90s, honestly, I dreaded them. Absolutely dreaded them. And they're the best games to win, by the way. Even if you're playing shit, like you're 14th right now, but if you win tomorrow, that you'll just forget about the league table for at least 24 hours. You know, it's that big of an impact tomorrow. You know, it is the biggest game in world football for me, and it will continue to be that, no matter who's down in the table and who's top of the table. I think there's going to be a point where we've never seen this. Actually, we've never seen Liverpool United really go at it at the top, have we? Ever? Not properly. Once probably with the Benitez season, but not. It wasn't like a standard thing. It was like one-off one season.
Yeah.
I do expect that to happen not in the near future, but maybe in the future, in like the next 10 years. I do expect I've got to be honest here. I do expect Man United to come back. I think Amorim needs the backing. I think he's the perfect manager for you. I think I'd have taken him in the summer. I wanted Amorim behind Xabi Alonso. I'm happy. Obviously, we've got Slot. He's done incredibly well. What's the biggest thing that's holding you back right now, do you reckon?
It's just players, man. I've never been big on. Sorry, I've never been big on bigging up the players too much, because I need to see evidence of consistent form. Form needs to be over a minimum of 7 games where I can see you're finding a decent run of form. You're scoring goals, you're winning games, draw here and there. We can take a loss here and there. That's fine. But what I'm enjoying about it's weird to say, because we're in very, very bad form right now. But what I'm enjoying about this is people are now complaining about the formation, and these guys, this manager's formation won't work with these players. I'm like, well, 4-2-3-1 hasn't worked, 4-3-3 hasn't worked, 4-4-2 hasn't worked. So you played all these apparent works for them formations, and it's not. You're not getting results. Winning an FA Cup and a League Cup is lovely. That doesn't mean nothing to me. You're not winning anything of you're not winning the big competitions that this club desires to win. So these players are not cutting it, and if they're going to make the cut, that's fine by me. They'll walk out one by one. So Amorim, I'm delighted by him. I think I told you, I've told anyone else that's spoken to me about him. He was my first choice from years. I've been excited by his potential. When he came in, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be a success here. So if this first sort of 3 quarters of the season for him is a disaster, we don't finish in the top 10 even, but it means that in the summer he can start getting rid of some of these guys and start bringing some new faces and playing his style, I'm good. I'll take it. I'll absolutely have that, because right now these guys are just a complete utter letdown. They're horrendous to watch week in, week out.
I'd be lying if I can't say I'm enjoying it. I'd be absolutely lying at my ass. But you know what? These Man United players, what's happening right now is they're really front and centre right now. They're absolutely exposed, and there's no way for them to hide anymore, because they've had manager after manager after manager, and they're still putting in performances and just shit work rate and shit mentality, no matter what managers they've got. And Amorim is the first manager I've seen come in and say, look, if you're not going to fucking play in training, you're not playing. And I think you did right by getting rid of Ten Hag, because I just don't think he was the right man. He kept playing the same players over and over again. You can't do that. You need to do what Amorim's doing when he's coming and say, Rashford, if you're not fucking going to turn up for training, or if you're not going to play well in training, I'm sorry. I've got a standard here, and if you ever want to get back to the top, you need to have that standard from the go get, and that's what I think Amorim's done. That's why I think he's the perfect guy for you. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, Amorim, look at him, he's losing 5 in a row, whatever." This isn't Amorim. He's going in there now and really trying to nail down what's going on and trying to fix it now. The players need to step up, or it's probably a perfect job for Amorim right now because it's like he can do whatever he wants. He's got like a bit of a free pass in a way. He can sit back and say, "Let's you guys play for me now." And if you're not willing to come down to this fight, if you're not willing to fight for this badge, then there's a transfer window coming up. It's see you later. And I like this mindset that he's got, and I quite liken it to Slot because Slot's got an elite mindset, and this is what I've absolutely loved about Slot. He said it how it is. If you're shit, he'll tell you you've been shit. He'll actually say it in the fucking press, and he'll drop you as well. He's not scared of doing that. I say that with Amorim. The thing is with Slot and Amorim, Slot's picked up Klopp's players, Amorim's picked up Ten Hag, Solskjaer's, Mourinho's players. It's a bit different, big difference. And that's where they are in the tables. First and 14th is a big difference. There's a big difference in terms of the mentality. And what I've seen from Liverpool this season is a mentality shift. I think that's what I've seen from last season. Got the same players pretty much because, as we don't buy anyone. But it's just that's the way it is. I'm used to it now. It's like Groundhog Day. But you know that mentality shift where we're down in games. We're not afraid to lose. We're not losing these our heads. We went down against Fulham with 10 men, and we still came back to get a draw. I've seen that once with Man United this season, that Man City game. That was a game I thought. I know Man City are playing crap at the moment, and they have turned the corner a little bit recently. But I thought that game was there. It was a perfect springboard for you going forward. What do you think's happened since then? Just going back into old ways, do you reckon?
I think it's just being found out again. And when I'm saying found out, I think after Ahmad had a super show in that game, you can see when the team plays and Ahmad is on the pitch, they're so focused on getting the ball to him more than anybody else. So as opposition, you're like, well, you'll crowd 1, 2, 3 players around him. And when he does get the ball, he hardly has support around him. In a system where you've got wing backs, you need your wing backs to be consistently just up and down. It's a hard job, but they got to do it. It's part of the role, it's part of the styles play that the manager wants to play. And he's not getting support on that side unless he plays in the wing back position, which is not where you want him. You want him advanced. You want him to get into tight spaces and make passes and do 1-2s against goal scoring positions or control create chances. So it's becoming a bit obvious, and I don't think Amorim intends to play that way. I think the players have a mentality block there, and when you compare it to you guys, we know who your danger man, or you know who the main danger man is, but you guys don't play like all you're looking for is him. You're not looking for just Salah. You're looking for other players because you know your other players possess qualities to damage opponents and score goals from many different angles, and you got goals all over the team, so that's the main difference I think between the two, and that's where I think you guys are thriving so much. And also credit to Liverpool and Slot in particular. How many teams do you have a situation where they have key men who are in really bad contract situations and results just take a nasty turn? You guys are still in the thought
There's still time yet. Don't say that, Kojo. There's still time yet for it to take a nasty turn.
No, I understand. But right now, it's not looking that way, and that's good.
Yeah.
Because right now, Salah's focused, Van Dijk's focused, and I might speak to them as individuals in how their mentality is. They want to go out there and play, but regardless, the whole team is still playing, and it doesn't look like there's any issues within the camp. It's an issue between the individual and upstairs, and that's how it stays. It's not, anyone else.
It's not spread out. It's not filling over, is it, to the pitch, which is good.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing: the better pray it dunks. I'll be coming down on them hard. Put it that way. We will, by the way, Kojo and the other fans that we know, like the Chelsea fans and the Arsenal fan we know, will be coming on here hopefully to talk about FSG and their thoughts on the contract situation, because they have some words to say as well about it, and we'll get into that in a different episode. But tomorrow, so the mentality difference between Liverpool and Man United is absolutely key. Do you think Amorim can get him up for tomorrow? That's a big question. I know it's a big question.
Funny enough, I think he can, but I think the way I see the game going is I think the quality is going to show overall, and I think that's where the game's going to be lost. I think you'll see if you watch our games in the full sort of 90 minutes in the last, let's say, 5 weeks, we're having a lot more shots on goal. We're creating chances. We're actually doing a lot better in the possession game, but we just lack quality in that final third. And once we concede, it's like the heads drop. And against Liverpool, that's the one thing you cannot do. You cannot.
Yeah.
So, if we do get the chances, we just need to be clinical more than anything. I'm not talking about, I think we're going to go there and, if we score one, then we score two or three. This might have to be the most elite smash and grab of all time. It will have to be. But if you don't do it, if you don't take a chances, and
like prime Jose, this is prime Mourinho, isn't it? There's got to be a prime Mourinho here. This has got to be Inter Milan against Barcelona sort of game.
Yeah, that's what I need.
It has to be.
I'm a big Mourinho fan, so that's what I need. I'm here for that. But
and I can see you setting up that way with back five. I don't think it'd be a 3-4-3 if you like. I think it will literally be a back five. I think because you'll be on the back foot a lot, I think it will be 5, and maybe even 2 DMs, like an Agate or Casemiro next to each other. That'd be very defensive, and that we don't like playing those sort of teams. I'll be absolutely honest with you. And if you go back to the 7-0, I know you probably thought I was going to mention the 7-0. It could be that tomorrow, but I think that the mentality shift in that game where you went 1-0 down, 2-0 down, your heads went, and you said it there. Like if you go 1-0 down, that could easily happen again. It depends how early you go 1-0 down. A 7-0 could actually happen, if I'm honest. Just the way they're playing and where they are playing, that could easily happen mentally.
Remember that game in the first half? For the first 40 minutes, we were creating chances. We were in.
It was end to end. Yeah.
And then you scored, and then done.
Capitulated. Yeah. The game early on in the season, 3-0. I thought, we dominated the game. We're by far the better team. We've got bigger goals, but I thought all those goals were basically off the back of your mistakes. I think if you can cheer up those mistakes, I don't think you can get battered easily. Yeah. But like you said, an early goal mentally, just your team capitulates. It's like them puddings you get. You put chocolate sauce in and it's fucking just separate apart. That's what happens. You get one goal against Man United, they just fucking separate. And that could easily happen tomorrow. But the longer you keep us out, I think the more frustrated we'll get. I mean, this season, we've 34 shots against you at Anfield, and we did 0-0. Last season, we didn't beat you once. We've played you 3 times. So this is why I go into games like this. And I saw Robbie on AFTV talking about it, saying, "No, there's no way Man United get a result in this." What gives you because just looking at previous experiences, last season we were way better than what you were, and we played you 3 times and didn't beat you once. These games are completely different to any other games in the world. It is a derby, but it's like the biggest game in the world. Form goes way out the window, and I don't care what shit Man United teams out there. We could lose. We could drop points against you. It's as simple as that. I've seen David Ngo get a win over against you. I've seen absolute shite teams. The team that we beat you 4-1 at Old Trafford, that wasn't an amazing team.
Yeah,
with a decent core. But like Aurelio scored against you, Desena scored against you.
Yeah.
But like Ryan Babel, we didn't have a cracking team. We didn't have the team that we have now. So to write Man United off tomorrow could be writing off at your peril a little bit. But I still think I'm going in tomorrow thinking, we've got to win this. And if we don't win this, it's an absolute fucking disastrous failure.
Yeah.
Because the way you're playing, the way we're playing, it's different levels at the moment. What's your fear for tomorrow? Would you say it's more Liverpool being good or you being shit?
Liverpool being good, I think, more than anything. Some teams can play horrendous, but if the other team doesn't look like they're on it for some whatever reason, then you can get away with something. If you guys are good, we're in trouble. What I will say is this. I think it will be a mistake to start Martinez in this game. I think Martinez will get killed. He would be targeted.
A lot of fans have said that. A lot of Man United fans have said that.
I think it might be dropped. I think going forward, our backline might have to be Euro, De Ligt, and Maguire going forward. Just it's not me having a lack of confidence in Martinez anymore. I still do like him. I just think for this game in particular, I don't think
he doesn't like Salah. He doesn't like Salah.
He doesn't. Yeah, I think so. But it's not Salah though, man. I think he'd struggle, especially because Dalot is so. He's just not good enough in that wing back position.
He's
gonna be in trouble there. I'm not saying Maguire is better left-sided centre back or whatever, but I think you just need someone that's just pure defensive, not someone that's thinking about I need to bring the ball forward. And Maguire will bring the ball forward, but his first thought is I'm going to get back to my position. Martinez sort of just stays where he is and assesses a little bit. Sometimes I think he just needs to be a bit more cautious in these games. So I think it might be important.
And the aerial dominance as well, you need absolutely tomorrow.
Absolutely.
You know, we've got lots of Virgil van Dijk in the box and in Jota in the air. We've got some decent crosses of the ball as well. So I definitely think if you can dominate that box area, that's definitely one part that's ticked off. Like, I think you could dominate that area because we ain't got Konate. I don't think Konate will be played tomorrow. He's just come back from injury. I think it'll be Kwanzaa. So apart from Virgil and maybe Jota, we've got amazing stuff in the air. So I think if you dominate that bit, you sort of shutting down one avenue already, if that makes sense. So Maguire for me would actually be a perfect starter tomorrow. Not saying I want a mistake out of him or anything like that, but I'm just thinking that aerial dominance that you got to win all your battles, and that's one battle you could win, the aerial dominance.
No, right now we're not doing anything in set pieces, so fingers crossed. But that's another fear as well. If we concede a lot of set pieces with Trent, with McAllister who can whip balls in, with Robertson who can whip balls in, that's the last thing I need. So, a lot to worry about.
Looking at the table now, Palace are 1 point behind after today's draw. I'm looking at the relegation teams, mate, and thinking you could be dragged down into this relegation battle. As funny as it sounds, no one's big enough to go down. No one's too big to go down, but I think you'd be safe. I think you'd be mid-table, which I'd say you are a mid-table side right now in terms of the team itself. But my prediction for tomorrow, like I said, I did the prediction episode the other day about all the Premier League predictions. I think I'll go more in depth on this one because it's Man United Liverpool. But I said 3-1 to Liverpool. I think we'll concede because I just think we're still a bit iffy in that DM bit, and then Kwanzaa playing as well might be a little bit rusty. I think we will concede, but I just think Anana's there to be beaten. He's really bad. He's really bad. I just think we'll start taking shots. I think Trent and Szoboszlai will have a few shots from outside the box, and they'll test him. But I'm not certainly going into tomorrow yet. We've won this, and I'm not stupid enough. I've watched enough of these games to not think like that. And we've played enough of these games that probably will have a low block like the way you do and come out with 0-0 or 1-0 losses. We did it in Champions League in COVID when we lost to Atletico Madrid. We must have had fucking 40 shots against them.
Yeah.
And they came out as winners. So we did it against you last year, 0-0. 34 shots against you, and 0-0. So and I was saying earlier, if Arsenal win tonight, that's a big statement for me. If they beat Brighton away, that's a big statement, and then the pressure is actually on us. I know we've got games in hand, but games in hand don't matter when points are closer. Yeah. I think it could be a weekend of where we need to just make a statement tomorrow and then go on. It could be a big part of the season in terms of winning the league this weekend alone, because of the Brighton game for Arsenal as well. What's your? Are you going to give a score prediction, or are you just? It's just more like let's see what happens.
I do want to see what happens, but I'm going to be optimistic and say I'll go for a draw. I'll go for a 1-1 draw. I am going to say this though, just to disclose. If I truly say what I really think the score's going to be, I think United fans are going to want to fight me. But
right, we don't hide things on here, Kojo. We don't hide things on this. Tell me what the real score you're going to be. Right.
I think it could
all be revealed after the game tomorrow. What he really said.
Yeah. Okay. No.
I get you.
Yeah.
7-0 in it. It's going to be a 7-0 in it.
I was going to say 5-1, but but I'm going to go for a 1-1. We'll hope.
All right.
Fingers crossed.
Fair enough. It's a big game. Whatever happens, I can't go into this game fully confident. I am confident in my team right now, but at the end of the day, Liverpool Man United is the biggest game on earth, and you can't go into it just heads up and thinking it's a must win. Complacency happens, and all could happen. I said enough could happen in the game. Anything could happen. It's literally the most dramatic game usually on the planet. Although recently there's been a bit of not cliffhangers, you know what I'm saying? Like a bit of letdowns in recent games. Actually, I don't know if that's on your part or more mainly us, but definitely letdowns. I think they usually are quite dramatic. Kojo, thank you for coming on. Thank you everyone for watching. If you are a Liverpool fan or a Man United fan, if everyone's watching that will enjoy this sort of content. Liverpool Man United is the biggest game on earth, and we will see that tomorrow. Man United fans are not very confident about anything right now. But if there's a game to turn it around on, it's probably this one. Yeah. Like I said, if you get a result on this one, I don't think you'd be bothered for 24 hours where you are in the league table. Exactly. We need to win tomorrow. We need to keep this up. We need to keep this momentum, and certainly win against Man United. I'm happy for the next 2 weeks for me. If you're ever watching, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and notification bells on as well, please. We've got exclusive coming out soon. I'll promise you that this exclusive is coming out soon. I'm just waiting for the journalist to be free. Unfortunately, his head up is up there in terms of the work it's doing. We've got some more content as well coming out later on. We've got match reaction later on as well. The news and much more. We're going to get these guys. We're going to get Kojo on. Also, Theo, Basil might come on as well at the same time to speak about FSG and their thoughts on FSG, because I know they've got a lot to say about it. But it's where the happy FSG are owners. Put it that way. Thank you for watching. Have a great night. Come on the Reds.